Hello, everybody. It's me. And as promised, I am coming to you live with information about a recent webinar that I watched, as well as a very detailed article that I read. These are by Dr. Ladd McNamara, and he talks about fighting fear and the coronavirus pandemic with precautions and quality supplements. I'm just going to give you a quick breakdown of some of what he goes through, and then I'm going to focus in on certain parts that I feel are very important. So he talks about what the coronavirus is, the origins of the coronavirus, facts versus unknown, so conspiracy theory or suspicious, I can't even read my own writing. But you get the gist of that. There's also a few myths in there. He goes through comparisons, complications, and who's at most risk. Something I want to focus in on is the incubation period. Though there's some reports of becoming ill after 21 days, it's been accepted that generally the period to the incubation period of COVID-19 is between 2 to 14 days, and average is 5 days from contracting the virus to expression of symptoms. People are contagious within 24 to 48 hours after contracting the virus. And long before symptoms are even sort of showing up, or even if they show up. Sometimes people just don't show any symptoms. And I think this is one of the major things that is concerning, just because if you never have any symptoms, someone can be around you, you can sneeze, and they'll get the virus, even if you never got sick. So that's something to think about. There was a listing of all the symptoms. They give percentages. I'm just going to list them from the highest percentage down to the highest low percentage. Fever comes first, dry cough comes next, fatigue comes next, mucus production, shortness of breath. Those are the main ones. In the article, there's a whole chart listing all these other symptoms, but also listing them in a chart. So COVID-19, the common cold, and then flu. So you can see by looking at that what you're really looking at. And some of the symptoms, you may just have a cold, but because it can also be a symptom, say sneezing or a runny nose or whatever. That's why you have to be careful. They say that if you're not sure if you have COVID-19, or you're not sure whether you even just have a cold or whatever, they're saying don't go into your doctor's office, don't go to the hospital, because you're going to put these other people at risk, maybe who are at high risk. Just call in and they can guide you what to do next. There's two ways this virus is contracted. You can inhale the aerosolized saliva droplets, so it's airborne. And hi, Sinai. Sorry, I didn't say hi. Hi. And the other is self-inoculation. So if you touch your face after touching a contaminated surface, you can contract this. Some interesting numbers that I thought were kind of crazy that I want to share with you are that if you cough, a cough produces 3,000 droplets. If you talk for 5 minutes, that produces 3,000 droplets. Now, the craziest thing, all right, is one sneeze produces 40,000 droplets of various sizes. That is freaking crazy, okay? Large droplets, when they drop, and they can drop on any surfaces, will travel 6 to 8 feet. Micro droplets can travel 15 to 20 feet. And these micro droplets can remain in the air up to 3 hours. So for instance, if someone coughs, doesn't cover, and just lets it rip out there, and then they go, and then you happen to walk by not knowing that that person was even there, and they coughed and didn't cover it, you could become infected with this thing. So this is why this is why it is a serious thing, and you should take precautions, which I'll talk about in a bit. But yeah, this 3 feet away thing, Dr. McNamara is saying that with some viruses, staying 3 feet away is okay, but with COVID, it's actually 6 feet. So, hi Nicole. So yeah, I know it might be hard, but if you have to go out, try to stay 6 feet away from people. He goes into a bunch of detail on how long droplets can stay on a surface. In most cases, it's days. If you want to know, the major details about how many days for each thing, then I suggest you watch the webinar. I can send you the link. Just ask for it. This is me trying not to touch my eye, all right? I'm touching I did wash my hands. I did wash my hands, so we're good there. Let's see. He talks about how contagious this thing is. Again, what to do if you think you might have it, or what to do if you're not sure whether you think you have it. I did mention, don't go to the doctor's office, don't go to the hospital. Call in first and get instructions. Call your doctor and get instructions. Let's see. And really how fast it spreads, and the number of people who fall ill, and and how many will die, that is all determined on how well we, take our preventative actions. He also emphasizes that there is absolutely no reason to hoard food or toilet paper. Just don't do it. Yes, this is a serious virus and everything, but it's not like we actually aren't in a cataclysmic thing. You might disagree with me, but honestly, what are people going to do when a serious world disaster happens, like physical world disaster? I'm telling you, things could be a lot worse, okay? I mean, this is bad, probably worse than anything we've ever experienced, but uh, it could be worse. Um, anyways, so besides don't hoard, he talks about preventative measure of washing hands. So you should be washing your hands for 20 to 30 seconds. There's a lot of things out there that show and describe how to wash your hands. I thought to myself, wow, I'm kind of back in nursing school, though in nursing school we had to wash all the way up to our, all the way up at least the forearm, right? Here they're just showing details on all the parts of the hand that you need to wash. Let's see. He also talks about when you should wash your hands. There's a long list of when you should wash your hands. Some people don't think about these times, but really you should be washing your hands before you leave the house, when you come back into the house. He's saying before you touch your face, you should wash your hands. When you touch any surface, you should touch your hand. You should wash your hands. There's a long list. Again, this list is in the article that I read. I can't remember now, but I think it's in the video as well. But just freaking wash your hands. There are these crazy statistic numbers about what percentage of people don't wash their hands. I wish I had my other notes because I can't remember now, but it was quite, I'm gonna say, it was quite appalling, all right? Like, what the hell? Why don't people wash their hands? Are they lazy? Like, what is it? Anyways, and then of people who do wash their own, and then they talked about people washing their hands after a bowel movement, okay? This was disgusting. That percentage that I told you about, that I can't remember what it is, this is of people took a bowel movement and they didn't wash their hands. And then of people who took a bowel movement and did wash their hands, a certain percentage did not use soap. They just rinsed their hands. Now, is that not disgusting? Okay, so I'm just like, and he says, come on, people, this is something you should be learning when you're like 3 years old. Wash your hands after you go to the washroom. Doesn't matter what kind of washroom trip it is, you should be washing your hands. And really, we should be washing our hands for 20 to 30 seconds after everything. Bathroom, before and after cooking, like everything. And I find out that many people don't wash their hands after going to the washroom. I've been in public washrooms and just watched people walk out, and I'm like, good Lord, who are you? So really, sanitary practices are huge. And he emphasizes this more so in the webinar than the article, but that really hit me. There were some other numbers there too that were kind of disturbing. I can't remember what they are now, but it really just goes to show you hand washing is key. And then he goes into sani wiping everything, so really wiping down things wherever you are in the home. Maybe, you should probably even be doing it if you're still even allowed to go to work, wiping things down at work, but definitely at home. People in gyms should be, whether you have a trainer or not, should be wiping everything down before you use it and after you use it. By the way, gyms are seen as high-risk areas to be in, so if you are choosing to be in the gym, sanitize before and after you use something, please. He agrees with a lot of the World Health Organization and the public health CDC and all that on what are preventative measures, but he says that there are some other things that he believes are important. Something else he's huge on, no, sorry, we're not going there yet. Something else he talks about is masks. I'm just going to go into generality here, but you see all these people with masks on. Most of the masks you see people wearing are these surgical masks, and really those masks, if you're going to be wearing a mask or if you have to wear a mask, those are not the ones that are going to help you. So just leave those ones, because the doctors and surgeons in the hospitals and all those people, they need those. The only mask that is going to help, and more specifically, if you are ill, you should wear them if you're going to be around people, the N95 mask. In the video, he shows that. The other thing I like about the webinar is he shows some really cool, like, 3D diagram type pictures and explains things really well about the virus and, you know, and stuff. And you'll see a picture of the N95 mask if you don't know what that is. But yeah. Something else that Dr. McNamara is big on is learning the types of supplements that are actually out there and can help you to, it's not a cure or anything, it's just in this combination, if you do get ill with COVID-19, it'll help boost your immune system, and it'll help you and your body to recover and fight it off better. I'm just gonna go general here. He says that beta-glucan is important, probiotics are important, vitamin C with elderberry extract, zinc, echinacea is important. What else? Yeah, those were his main things, and then he has this more extensive, larger list. Let's see. Wide spectrum vitamin antioxidant supplement, multi-mineral supplement, fish oil, vitamin D, grapeseed extract. Yeah, all these things help to strengthen the immune system. So I hope this was helpful. I'm gonna say that, what am I going to say? I think the biggest thing for me is people wash your hands all the time. I don't care if they get dry and cracked. You need to wash your hands incessantly. And yeah, sure, hand sanitizer is good, like if you can't get to wash your hands at a certain point, but it does not compare to washing your hands with soap and water. So you must do that. And I don't want to see anybody walking out of a washroom, if you're still going out in public, walking out of a washroom and not washing your hands. So washing hands, and then just be mindful. If you are out and you see someone coughing or sneezing and they haven't covered up, you might want to move as far away as you can. Yeah. And remember, even if you're outside, these aerosol droplets can still hang around for a while, okay? So just, be mindful. And then, yeah, I'm a healthy person in general. I'm a trainer and I eat healthy, but last year I was like, you know what, I'm a hell of a lot more active than I used to be, and I don't think that any amount of healthy food that I eat is just gonna cut it to provide my body with what it needs. So I started supplementing, and man, has it made a world of difference. And yeah, it's crazy. Anyways, I highly recommend, especially in a time of stress like this, or any massive stressful time, supplementation is really important. Anyways, like I said, if you would like a link to the webinar I watched, because there's a lot more information in it than what I shared here, or if you want to read the article, or if you want both, just send me a message and I will send you the links to those. And I also provided a link if you'd like to help support your immune system. I think it's in the description there that you can check it out. Anyways, any questions or anything, I'm here, so you can just message me anytime. I hope this helped, and I will see you later.